Good day, RGV. Now today on Valley por Vida, we've got a lot going on, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, hi there, and thanks again so much for joining us today. I'm your host, Danielle Banda, and I have a question for you, okay? Did you know that April is National Welding Month? See, welding is actually really helping to improve various industries, including manufacturing, fabrication, and aerospace and aviation. And TSCC's welding program is helping to prepare students for an amazing career path, and we dropped by their campus to learn all about it.
Our program offers 3 different degree plans, both the Cert 1, which is a structural, Cert 2, we get our students involved in pipe welding, and then our associates, which really focuses on automation. Our Cert 1 is typically 1 year long. Our Cert 2 adds 1 more semester, which is another 4 months, and then our associates is another 4 months, which is 1 more semester. So within 5 semesters, under 2 years, our graduates will graduate with all the different certificates that we have, as well as the associate's degree. The knowledge and skill that we give our students are a direct parallel of what they're going to see out in the field. So in other words, the students are going to be retaining and gathering information and knowledge throughout the time that they're here with our welding department, and put that towards the industry that what they're going to be going into. Now obviously there's going to be a lot of different outlooks in industry, whether it be structural welding, pipe welding, again our automation area, but all that will be covered within the students throughout the time that they're here. That benefits them greatly, just so that way they have a hands-on training while they're here out to what the industry has. You know, I think the National Welding Month, I think that's great to showcase welders, their skill, their level. There's many companies out there that require welders, and they're kind of put in the back burner. So it's one of those things that really showcases them. You know, welding is actually, it's pretty unique. It's definitely a difficult skill to do, to complete, depending on the processes. So kind of showcasing that, bringing that out to light, I think it's pretty important. And just kind of gives you the welders that get a pat on the back, a heads up on how well they do their trade. Again, there's so many companies out there that require welders. Right now we have a lot of industry partners that are getting contracts with bigger jobs. So the job security is always going to be there. There's always going to be the need for welders. It's just one of those traits that is never going to go away. It's just evolving, you know. So these students, they learn from hands-on all the way to using actual machines, and which could be the future, you know. But we focus on that here at TSCC, so that way the students have that extra knowledge. So it definitely helps. So a great future is definitely possible for any student. Again, it focuses on the student himself or herself. It's the effort that they put in and the knowledge that they gain as they're here. But the future for them is out there for them to take. You know, it could be a very, very bright future. The biggest one, or one of the bigger ones, hand-eye coordination. It's always obviously a skill between your hands and your eyes. Knowledge, obviously understanding what the weld is doing, but a lot of other traits are like attitude, persistence. You know, those kind of pertain to the weld itself. So it's got a lot of skills that you're going to be needing to be a good welder.
See, welding is a lot of fun, and speaking of fun and entertainment, you know who just recently did a spectacular performance in a special movie? I'm talking about Sandra Bullock in her latest film, The Lost City. Take a look.
You led me straight to the lost city. Now, prepare to die.
There were just hundreds of snakes in this temple just waiting for us to show up.
What?
Delete. Delete. Delete.
Everything was women made and backed. Tell me about that.
You know, we're here. There's a lot of us. And we've been around.
Listen, Loretta, we need you to promote your new book on the Lost City. You can't spend your life in the bathtub drinking Chardonnay with eyes.
It is a greater privilege to be a woman in this business and still get to do what I get to do and to actually say, you know what, we're going to do it this way.
You do know you're not Dash, right? Dash is a character I made up. Dash! Oh my God.
I grew up around a fair amount of entitled English boys.
I enjoyed your book about the Lost City, and I believe you're the one who can help me find its treasure.
I have to respectfully decline.
I'm afraid I must insist.
Unchain me!
That's your seatbelt.
So like, haven't met exactly this person, but I know his type.
Loretta Sage is missing.
I'm gonna rescue her. I just want her to think of me as more than a cover model.
Let's start living dangerously. Alan, what are you doing here?
We're here to save you.
Was that really Channing's like first or second day on set?
It was J2 and it was my day 2. No, everyone's going, oh, Channing's so brave.
This is not a romance novel. Jungles eat people like us.
What is that? Get it off.
I don't feel I am getting the props.
It's true.
Of having two
Do
pages
it.
of monologue.
Don't make that sound. Feels like there's more.
Holy mother of
more?
God.
They're just sucking on my butt like a big old Jamba Juice.
I could have gotten distracted. I wasn't. I stayed focused and I was on my knees.
Loretta Sage, getting you out of here.
Why are you so handsome?
My dad was a weatherman.
You know, Sandra Bullock is a really talented actress, and even though you may already know that, hey, well, maybe there are some things that you may not know about her. So let's take a deeper look. So according to thelittlethings.com, Sandra apparently made her stage debut when she was as young as 5 years old. The site says that even though many people may recall seeing her in the movies Demolition Man or Love Potion Number 9, apparently she took her first role on stage for audiences over in Germany. It outlines that she traveled across Europe a lot of times with her family and that she eventually moved back to the United States when she was 12 years old. And apparently our dear friend Sandy is allergic to something very interesting. No, it's not strawberries or peanut butter or pollen. It's actually horses. The site says that apparently she found this out when she was working on a film called To If by Sea back in 1996. So it's a pretty crazy story. Another interesting thing is that she's able to speak German very fluently. Okay, the site says that when she grew up in Germany, she was actually able to learn the language as she held dual citizenship for the United States as well as over in Germany. And we all know she, of course, like I said, she's talented, but did you know that she really had to learn to follow her gut when it came to pursuing her dreams? As many people do, of course. The site says that she dropped out of college in an effort to reach for different opportunities in acting. And she did this even though she was actually only pending about 3 credits to be eligible for graduation. I mean, she knew what she wanted and she went after it, and says that she decided to move to New York City and worked odd jobs until she could fully support a living through her acting career. And Sandra must get at least some of her talent from her family, right? Because the site says that her mom was actually an opera singer and that, you know, she was really close to all of her family members. With that in mind, now we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and then we're going to look at your local weather updates. But be sure to stay tuned because Valley Puerto Vida is going to be right back. And we're going to be speaking with a member of the Harlingen Chamber of Commerce about special Margarita Fest event that you're not going to want to miss. Plus, we'll drop by the Boys and Girls Club in McAllen to learn all about special announcements that they'll have to help students. Fun facts also about extracurricular activities and a lot more after the break.